G'day, guys, and g'day, Daredevil, man. Daredevil's always in here. Sorry, I got distracted. G'day, guys. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I'm your host and my co-host, Owen. And why haven't we got our names? I am under the pump today. Let me have a look. What's going on, Owen? How are you, mate?
I'm good, man. Do you know what? I reckon Daredevil just sits and looks at his computer the whole day, man, waiting for a podcast to come on.
And
He's
we have,
always first, isn't it? He's first in everything.
He's a bloody legend. How do I pronounce
Daredevil, you are a
Moses?
hero, man. You just literally are Pittsburgh Steelers, the man.
Maybe Daredevil is actually, Mike Tomlin. Just scouting all the YouTube platforms around the corner. We got Moises too, Sambrino.
Maybe he's Omar Khan. You can't actually
True.
Because look at the picture. It's got could be Omar Khan, man.
You never know. You never know that some of these NFL players or like Steelers players might have like fake YouTube accounts. I don't know. We've got Serge in here too, right? G'day, mate. G'day, Serge. All right, Owen. What's going on in the NFL? What's going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers? What do you want to talk about today? We haven't really got a show plan today because we're so close to, I guess, the Detroit game. So we'll talk a bit about Detroit and what is happening. But to me, it's like, who do we need to step up now? This is the last game. We have the roster going down from 80 men to 53. Mm-hmm. What do you think is going to happen with this game? Like overall, in a nutshell, what are you most looking forward to?
I think I want to see three. I can never get it right on this camera. 3 things that I want to see, man. 3 things that we got to see in this game, getting ready for those Bengals. Sorry, I'll be respectful. In week 1, number 1, the inside linebackers. Got to see something from the inside linebackers. Who is going to be Miles Jack's partner? What is the plan alongside Miles Jack? Is Devin Bush going to step it up, or is the answer Robert Spillane? Or is Mark Robinson going to prove all the naysayers and these, you can't play him, he's a rookie, people we have on these so-called experts? So that's the first thing. Second thing I want to see is what is the plan at outside linebacker? Jannard Avery was released for, and I quote what Mike Tomlin said, football reasons, because I think what they said was they didn't like the way he fitted into the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. That's what has come out this today. How is Hamilcar Rashid going to play? How is Tushka going to play? What is the answer after Highsmith and Watt? And the third and final thing we're going to have to see is, can the offensive line sort themselves out? Because, oh man, they stink.
Can I just, I've got, I'm all over the shop, but I got a sneaky, cheeky, because we do talk about, Pittsburgh Steelers, and we chat a lot about the Steelers. And yeah. I bring up this image for a reason, because you and I chat a lot about the Steelers, and there are other channels out there that chat about the Steelers, and they were to say that these 5 players were meant to be cut. What are your thoughts on these 5 players that were meant to be cut, Owen, about a few weeks ago?
Yeah, they've all been cut, Mark. I mean, we were so wrong, weren't we, Mark? Sorry. I think somebody, I'm not going to be unprofessional and name any names, Mark, but I think somebody's been chatting a little bit of rubbish.
Yeah, I really cannot stand that Pittsburgh chat. Anyways, but what we're here to talk is we're here to talk about some Steeler talk, and I'm really excited for this game. I know for you, it's a good game actually, because I think it's your night time, right?
It's about 9:30 my time, so it's not going to be the middle of the night. I haven't got to stay up till God knows what o'clock. So yeah, it's quite nice for me. And then you know what? And of all the games, work schedule me not to work this Sunday after the last 2 Sundays when they do schedule me to work at 6 a.m. It's just typical, man.
Yeah, you just can't win it I guess in that regard. But it's kind of funny because I'm kind of ready for the season, right? I think a lot of Steelers fans out there. G'day, Reginald. What's going on from Bartlett, Tennessee? And Marcus Allen is making the roster for sure. Probably will actually. But I'm kind of ready for the season now. I think I've had my preseason. Yes, it's been a lot of hype. We've had our games. We had our really good game against the Seahawks. We had a tough game against the Jags. And this Lions game, I'm not too worried about what happens. I kind of just want to see the 53. And, of course, I want to hear Mike Tomlin announce the starting quarterback. When do you not who do you think? When do you think Mike Tomlin announces the quarterback?
Friday. I think
Really?
I'm working on the basis that when it was a Saturday game, he did it on a Thursday. So now it's a Sunday game, possibly Friday, and then they'll do the walkthrough Saturday. That's what I'm guessing. Not that I know anything, but I'm just guessing.
Oh no, I mean the starting quarterback for the season.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
I don't want to. God knows. Knowing Tomlin, it'll be a minute before the kickoff against the Bengals. You know what? You know what he'll do, Mark, don't you? Every single press conference after the Lions game, he's going to be asked, "Who's the starting quarterback? Who's the starting quarterback?" And you know what he's like. He will spin this out for as long as he possibly can because he loves playing with the press.
This is the new one that he came up with. I don't send messages, I just make moves, and I love that too. Never say never,
But
never. Right? And how do you hate the guy? Honestly, the guy is a wordsmith. He's confident. He's a leader. The Steelers team is 0-0. How do you hate the guy? I don't understand. So yeah, I'm kind of intrigued to find out who's going to be quarterback number one. I think there are many storylines like around the idea of Trubisky. Of course, I don't think there's going to be Mason Rudolph there, but it looks like it's going to be Trubisky or Pickett. What are your thoughts? I saw that. I was looking up. I saw that. What are your thoughts? That's when I talk and look up. What are your thoughts? Like the closer we get, okay, no. Yeah, what are your thoughts on QB1? It's been a fun ride, right? But I think at some point we need to find out for the fans, don't we?
You know what? At the moment, it's really close between Trubisky and Pickett. I really think it is getting closer. And what's been coming out of training this week is that Pickett's been taking quite a few reps of the ones, which is interesting that they've been putting him in there. So I think there's a possibility that he could actually start on Saturday in the final preseason game, just because it's a preseason game. But I genuinely think there is a chance that they are actually considering him to start because you know what? I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear this. He's a rookie. He can't start. I'm absolutely fed up of hearing the so-called experts going, he's a rookie. He can't start. As I said to you earlier, Mark, when we were talking about this, in England, in soccer, there was a team called Manchester United, who some people might have heard of. And a few seasons back, or actually about 10 years ago, they put about 9 what the Americans would call rookies into their team. And yeah, they lost their first game of the season, but they then went on to win the league, the FA Cup, which is the biggest trophy, the second biggest trophy in England, the European Cup, and then the World Club Championship the next year with those kids. You know what? If you're good enough, you're old enough. And if Pickett's good enough, I don't care if he's a rookie, put him in there because people say, oh, he'll get killed behind that offensive line. But I don't know about you, Mark, but I actually thought the line looked better with Pickett back there rather than Trubisky.
Yeah, it did. And it shows on tape as well. They ran down for they got a touchdown, right? I think he got a touchdown.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And they passed Benny Snell.
Oh, that's right. Yo, Benny Snell. Oh, I don't know what's going on with Benny Snell. No, I agree with you. It's the same here with the NRL, right? You have teams that's, guys at 23, 24, 25. You're almost in your peak of, football career and athletic ability. And even last year with the Bengals, that team was quite young and they went all the way to the championship. So,
yeah,
if the Steelers hold on to Kenny Pickett for a year, I could kind of see it happening. At the same time, if he's playing well enough and good enough, why not just put him out there? Because the best experience is actual on the field experience, right? Go out there and play and learn as you go. Sure, you might throw interceptions, you might get killed per se, but what are you waiting for? If he's the best guy on the team, play the best guy on the team. Because at any other position, they play the best guy on the team, right?
Yeah, they do. They would do. Yeah, I mean, he's 24 years old. He'll be 25 years old this season. He's the same age as Justin Herbert. He's a year younger than Patrick Mahomes. And I don't think...
Is Mahomes only 25?
Mahomes is 26 now. He's just turned 26.
Wow.
Yeah. And Herbert's 24, and he's been playing the NFL for, 3 years now? But no, I mean... He's I don't think you look at him and he doesn't seem to panic. He doesn't seem to to feel the pressure. He seems to keep a cool, calm head on his shoulders at all times. And I just honestly think that if he plays as well as he played against Jacksonville on Saturday, and Trubisky plays like he did against Jacksonville on Saturday, you've got to go with Pickett. Pickett is better. And what have you got to lose? I honestly don't think Pickett will go to pieces against the Bengals. I don't think he'll go to pieces against the Patriots or the Browns. I just don't think he's that sort of person. He just seems such a calm, level-headed, down-to-earth kind of guy.
Well, on the age factor there, so Mitchell Trubisky is 28 years old, right?
Yeah.
So he's been in the league, what, 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah, he was drafted at the same time as Mahomes and Watson, wasn't he?
So did he not start when he was 24?
He started in his he didn't start right. I don't know. Did he start? I actually think he did start for the Bears. Yeah, he did, because it was John Fox who was his coach, and then he obviously had the dreadful Matt Nagy.
So I guess what is this notion of that Kenny Pickett is too young, I guess, to start? Because even to a notion too, Joe Burrow is 25 and Malik Willis is 23. And I reckon they're trying to get Malik Willis to start, even though Tannehill will be in front of him before. But still, once the moment Tannehill struggles, they'll be calling for Malik Willis' name. But Joe Burrow is 25 years old. So I think and he's been playing the league 2 years and he started in 23. 24 is old enough, I think, to be where you are mature as well. You're not 20 years old, 21. There's still 3 years on push on from that. I think if he's the best person to start, then go out and start him. Because I would love to see Kenny Pickett versus Joe Bungle. Would you not?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Nothing Pickett or play him. I think, unless this is going to be controversial, absolutely controversial, but I think Pickett's a better quarterback than Burrow. Honestly do. I think
That's
he's
crazy.
potentially a better quarterback.
Yeah, well, it's hard to be a good quarterback when you're a Bengal going 0-3 in Super Bowls and TJ Watt, running after you. But g'day, welcome. What a name, welcome, Crab Gravy. Is there anything else you want to bring up for this game? I'm really kind of like just excited for the quarterback. Really, I'm not really focusing too much on anything else. I want to see the quarterback. I want to see his name quarterback, and then I want to see, like these other fellas are saying, I want to see the 50-man roster. The cuts, and then from that point, it's like the next step to go into the season.
100%. So Reginald Rivers says there in the live chat, Mark, he actually says, Pickett doesn't turn the ball over. Last 2 seasons at Pitt, his turnover ratio is low, and that's the thing. He doesn't turn the ball over. He doesn't throw many interceptions. Right? Obviously, in years 4 and 5, he doesn't fumble the ball. He's mobile, and he's properly mobile. And I've seen comments like, "Oh, well, he can't throw the ball deep." Well, I don't think that's actually been. And you know what?
That's dumb.
But if you watch, but I think what it is not that he doesn't throw the ball deep. It's just that those plays have not been called for him yet. He hasn't been called to do that, and I think he will do that when Canada schemes it in. But Canada's not going to give away his offense now at this point.
I'm gonna let you finish. What is this obsession with air yards? Have you heard this term?
Yes, I have heard this term. Yeah.
This term is so ridiculous. Air yards. So I guess the point of like where you throw it and it needs to travel 40 yards in the air. This was not around 15 years ago when I was growing up watching the game. Air yards is completely insane. Owen, what do you do at the quarterback position?
What do you mean? What do you do at the quarterback position? Throw the ball.
You throw the football. You go out there and you win the game.
Yeah.
Why are they trying to, I guess, put a hex on this guy or try and turn the narrative where he's not playing that well because he can't throw the football down the field 40 times? He's literally gone 19 for 22 for 100-something yards, and he's gone down there and scored 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. I do not care how you go and win the game. I don't care if it's check down like Tom Brady's been doing check downs for the last 3 years, and he finds the guy. And also, Kenny Pickett found Freiermuth on a nice seam right at the guts. And I haven't seen that pass for a long time, where he moved around a bit, found Freiermuth down the middle. He found Deontay Johnson on a nice route, and he found Benny Snell one-on-one against the linebacker. I think it was a linebacker, and scored the touchdown. He's putting the football where it needs to go in a chance for the player to be successful. And he's finding Tyler Vaughn, which then Tyler Vaughn is breaking on a route and going upfield and scoring a touchdown. Air yards is something the media just made up.
Yeah, 100% agree. And if you talk about two of the most successful quarterbacks in NFL history, right? You talk about Tom Brady, and I'm going to say something nice about Tom Brady now, and I might have to go and have a shower afterwards because I don't like Tom Brady. But Tom Brady has made a career out of checking the ball down and throwing short. Tom Brady does not throw the ball deep very often. If you watch New England Super Bowl wins, if you actually went out and watched them and took the pain of it, he's not a guy who throws the ball deep very often. Edelman and Gronkowski were not deep threats. That's not the sort of players they were. So he didn't never throw the ball deep. Joe Montana, another quarterback in the West Coast offense, he wasn't. Yes, he had Rice, and he did throw the ball deep to Rice sometimes, but the majority of times he did not throw the ball deep. And you cannot tell me that Tom Brady and Joe Montana, and I'm not saying for any moment that Kenny Pickett is Joe Montana, the greatest quarterback in NFL history, in my opinion. But if they're doing it, why is Pickett getting criticism? For checking the ball down and throwing short passes. They didn't get the criticism. Brady still doesn't get the criticism.
It goes the other way too. It goes the other way. This is what the NFL media is so reactionary. If Pickett were to go out there and throw the football down the field and not connect with his the deepest receiver, they'll be like, oh, he's throwing the ball too far, too deep all the time. He's not finding the safe route, the check down route. The minute that Pickett actually plays the game, and I didn't watch him in college. I'm not saying I'm a fan of him in college, right? What I've seen in 2 preseason games, he's been the most outstanding quarterback out of all 3 of them. He moves in the pocket well. Yes, he got sacked, but he moves quite well. He knows where to put the football. He looks like an NFL caliber quarterback. He gives the receiver also a chance to catch the ball and move upfield and make a move after the catch. I think it's crazy, the notion of air yards. I think it's crazy that some NFL analysts, like in the big time media, are saying, well, he's not ready yet or whatever. However, on the flip side, some other NFL analysts are saying he's ready. Like I think it was Schefter said, well, the minute that Trubisky goes down, he's gonna be ready. But to me, if you're ready now, you're ready now. Like it doesn't matter if you're versing the Bengals. I think our teams quite match up quite well with the Bengals. But here we go. We've got is he a Lions fan in here? Grid sent him over.
Red.
G'day, mate. How's it going? He says, go Lions. Hopefully both teams get better in state. That's 100%. 100%. What are your thoughts on this Lions team? Do you know any players that might stand out for the Lions?
Oh, I've got nothing against the Lions. They're not a team. They're not a team that I've got any malice towards. And I actually hope the Lions have a really good season because I'll tell you something. Outside of Mike Tomlin, I love their head coach Dan Campbell. I think he's amazing. I think he's
man.
He's the passion, the way he talks, biting kneecaps off, etc., etc. And the other day he turned practice over to the players and let the players lead practice. He's a lot. I think he's brilliant. Lions players. I'm going to rack my brains now to what Grid told me. Aiden Hutchinson, obviously the first round pick. He's an awesome player. They're not going to play Jared Goff, interestingly enough, apparently. Obviously, so he's out. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a pretty decent receiver. Tyler Hockenson or TJ Hockenson or someone who's
TJ, he's the tight end.
Tight end, he's quite a decent player. Yeah, they've got a few decent, and they've definitely got better. I think they've made a really big step forward this season, and I've actually projected the Lions to go 10-7 this season and qualify for the playoffs and finish second.
10-7, yeah. Well, what I've been listening to our mate Derek and our mate Gridiron Blitz and the Detroit Lions Syndicate. If you guys are Detroit fans, head over to Detroit Lions Syndicate. I've heard some positive things. Adrian Hutchinson, I think, is going to be a standout, right? And Jared Goff, I think, is a lot of pressure on the guy for this year. He said he won't play this game.
No, he's not going to play. Apparently, they're going to use most of their starters in the first half, but they're not going to play Goff, which I think is a mistake. So I would play. I'm not a big fan of Jared Goff. I don't rate Jared Goff, but I think he needs all the snaps he can get.
Yeah, but I think for him, like Jared Goff to me, and look, I could be wrong because like this is the point where if Derek sees this, he's going to run out and get a baseball bat and chase us down all the way to England and in Australia because you get to the point where you can't really comment too much because we don't follow the team. Yeah. But I don't mind Jared Goff. I think he's okay. I think he's kind of like a Ryan Tannehill, if I say that. But Haters House, I guess, is, Lions fan. And he says, you guys are going to be a great test before we play the Eagles in week 1. And that's an interesting thing because is that notion the opposite way? Will the Steelers have a great test in the Lions before we go and play the Bengals in week 1?
Yeah, I honestly, I think, like I said to you, I think the Lions are developing. I think they're getting better, and I think they're a better team. Are they in the same class as the Cincinnati Bengals? Well, no, probably not, because the Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year, so you've got to take that into account. But these guys are professionals, and I think with the NFL being the way it is, and the rising parity between teams, that any given Sunday, any team can beat any team. I think, yeah, it will be a decent test for us, especially as their defense with the likes of Aiden Hutchinson is looking a lot better than it did last season.
Yeah, well, we saw what this is a good segue too. We saw what the Jaguars defense did to our O-line. So it's going to be, I think the biggest test really is going to be, can you keep that pocket clean? Can you keep the quarterback upright, whoever it may be? If that is Kenny Pickett or Trubisky. And I think playing at home will have a good feeling as well, because the fans are going to go crazy for Kenny again this week in our last preseason game. And if I was a fan living in Pittsburgh, I would definitely go down there. The tickets are like, $15, $20. You get to see a future NFL star in Kenny Pickett, and you get to see your Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's like, this might be a big test for the O-line, right? What does the O-line need to do? What are your thoughts overall? I was pretty, peeved off the first few days. I've kind of calmed down a little bit now, but I still think there are some glaring issues with the O-line. Do you not agree?
100%, 100%. I mean, what do they need to do? Lock Kendrick Green in the locker room? I don't know. I mean, the guy is
they just don't play any left guard. They're just like left tackle and like 3 tight ends or 4 tight ends. They don't play left guard at all. It's like, no.
I honestly, what I would like to see going out there against the Lions for the first half is Dan Moore, because we have no other left guard tackle. Kevin Dotson to start. He is fit. Give him his opportunity. Dotson and Moore did look quite good together last season when they played together. Cole, who I think has been solid as a rock. I've got no problems with Cole. I think he's been the best defensive lineman. But that's not hard on our line, is it? James Daniels needs to shut up and put up after he made that stupid comment after the Jags game with "I don't peak in August," which I think is just a ridiculous comment to make. I think he's been talking to Devin Bush, and then Chooks has been solid. Chooks has just been Chooks, hasn't he? He hasn't been brilliant. He hasn't been awful. He's just been Chooks, and that's what he is. He's not great. He's not terrible. He's average, and that's what he is. He's only ever be average. So we really need to see the 2 guard positions, I think, step up, and Daniels has got to step it up. And Dotson, I'd like to see play left guard, and like I said, lock Kendrick Green in the locker room.
Who was James Daniels telling that to? Was he
telling a reporter? A reporter.
Okay,
yeah.
So what did he say? I don't peak.
Michael O'Malley.
Michael O'Malley, I don't peak on Thursday. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit rough as guts today too, actually. Work up a bit.
I might try that at work, Mark.
What's that?
I might, if I'm not feeling working it, I'm struggling. I might just say to the boss, I don't peak on a Tuesday.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of funny. Like that is funny though, Michael O'Malley. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell you something real quick. I had the weirdest dream because I literally just woke up like half an hour ago. I had the weirdest dream last night where I was filling up my gas. What do you call your gas in the UK? Is it like fuel? Petrol. So same as us, we call it petrol. Even though I call it fuel here because I'm so Americanized now. But I was filling up my car with petrol in my dream, right? It's a dream. And I was doing it wrong, apparently taking too long. And then I just started fighting everyone. A bit like the Rams versus Bengals practice today. I was the guy fighting everyone in my dream. And I think that's why I'm so tired today. I was like, what is happening? I was like, they were like, oh, you're taking too long. And then everyone just started fighting me. And I was like, had the hands out,
You are Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's some big news too. All right. Anyways, besides my dream, because we just lost all the viewers. But no, I thought it was funny. But what else are you excited about this game?
Like I said, what was the other thing I said? The inside linebackers. I really need to see a step up from the inside linebackers in this game. I want to see something alongside Miles Jack. Whether, like I said, it's Spillane stepping up to play there, and Spillane didn't play too badly against the Jags, to be honest with you. Bush was better than he was against the Seahawks, but to be fair, that wasn't hard, considering how bad he was against the Seahawks. So, perhaps he needs to step it up. And Mark Robinson, I'm excited to see Mark Robinson again. The guy is like an Exocet missile. I heard a great quote, that he arrives on the scene intent on violence, and the way he hits people, jeez. I mean, the way he hit that Jag and blasted him back about 5 yards was amazing.
Yeah, I saw that too, and that was so inside linebacker. This is another question I think that's going to be answered probably in about a week's time, and we're going to go, ooh, yes, no, no. So what happens? Is Devin Bush staying?
Yeah, I think Devin Bush is staying, definitely.
So we've got Devin Bush, Miles Jack, Spillane, and how many can you keep though? Because what if you get rid of Mark Robinson on the practice squad? What happens there?
You do not get rid of. You know what?
But what's going to happen?
If we get rid of Mark Robinson, mate, he's gone. He is gone. I guarantee that now. He is gone. So I'd keep Robinson. I'd keep Robinson, and I'd dump Allen. Marcus Allen does my head in. He just doesn't do anything.
So what about Buddy Johnson then? How many linebackers are they going to keep on the roster? Middle linebackers.
I think they'll probably keep more middle linebackers than outside linebackers, just on the notion that we've got more inside linebackers than outside linebackers at the moment. Because you probably what was it? Did they keep 9 last year?
I'm not sure. I have no idea, man. My head's fried. I can't remember who they were. I just remember they played terrible, and we had Schobert and Bush together, which was a disaster, absolute disaster to see those two guys playing together.
So maybe they keep Jack. Obviously, would definitely Bush, Spillane, Robinson, and then it'll be a toss up between Johnson and Allen. I don't know who. They've both been. Johnson's been awful.
I hope it's those two are being tossed up and not a toss up between Marcus Allen and Mark Robinson. Yeah. I hope that if it comes down to it, if you keep Buddy Johnson and Marcus Allen, you're like, why didn't you keep the 7th rounder who's actually playing good football out there now? He rushed the quarterback. He got the big hit. He's made a sack as well. Of course, it's preseason, and I always, I'm the 2-star skipper fan club. But I always find like it's only preseason. But I don't care if it's only preseason. You're still going out there and making football moves against a football team. So I want to see that happen. We got a question here from Reginald Rivers. Bring up a comment and says, Tyler V. Boykins for the last receiver spot. Another one that is very interesting, right? Who's going to have, this is another one that's like, I like Miles Boykin as a gunner. I like what he does. I like him as a receiver. But I still like what Steven Sims did. Now, he didn't have the best game in the second game, but I like what he does. Oshesky's in there, but Tyler Vaughns is playing pretty well also. And I saw a stat the other day. It was on Twitter, and I'm there in a little bit sometimes, that I think he caught a football and made a guy miss every time he caught a football. The first guy he made miss every single time. So 6 catches, six broken tackles, and he was linking up with Kenny Pickett. So is there a chance that Tyler Vaughns makes his team because he's been playing pretty well? And even though he's all the way down on the depth chart, right, all the way at the bottom, the guy's been playing well. So is there a spot for him?
He has been playing well. I mean, it all very much depends on how many they keep, whether it's 5 or 6. That's the big question. Is it going to be 5 wide receivers or 6 wide receivers? I mean, the one worry I've got at the moment is around Calvin Austin III. I mean, obviously we haven't seen him at all this preseason because he's been injured the whole time. So it's going to be a big game for him if he plays on Sunday. So if we work on the notion that CA3 plays Sunday and does a decent enough job, then you're gonna have Chase, Pickens, Deontay, CA3, Gunnar Oshesky, who I think's done a decent job. And then I would say Boykin probably takes the 6th spot because of his special teams capability. Because when you're getting down to your 5th and 6th wide receivers, they've got to have that special teams option as well, because they're realistically not going to get a large number of snaps on offense. Because if you look at the starting wide receivers, the majority of snaps are going to be taken by Chase, George, and Deontay, aren't they? That's who's going to play the majority of snaps at wide receiver. Yeah. CA3 will get a few, and then you're going to have Gunashevsky will get a few, and then 6 will get a minimum of those. So he's got to have some special teams capabilities, and I think that's probably why Miles Boykin will get that role over the other 2.
Yeah, and the football can't go to everyone, right? So it's kind of like you got those three players you mentioned. The football still needs to go to Frymouth as well. Football still needs to go to Najee Harris. So in reality, too, it's like, well, the fifth and sixth guy need to probably do something more than just be a receiver on the teams. But at the same time, Tyler Vaughan's been playing really well. And you are right. If Gunnar Olszewski's going to be the returner, fantastic, because you got to have Austin back there returning too. And Boykin's been playing the gunner role. So that leaves out Tyler Vaughan's and probably Steven Sims, although they've been playing really well, right? So,
yeah, I mean, I think they'll be on the practice squad for definite, both Sims and Vaughan's. And it's just a case of them whether someone else picks them up. But I mean, yeah, you've got enough return options. Obviously, like you said, CA3 and Gunnar. But also, you know, if Ant Mack makes the team, he can return the return kickoffs. Deontay Johnson can return kickoffs. Even apparently Connor Haywood returned kickoffs in college.
Ant Mack did a really good return the other day too, as well. I thought he played quite well doing the returns. But it's also kind of the style. I made a video the other day on Steel Nation Australia talking about Calvin Austin. And I think that Steven Sims run could probably be, you could probably put anyone there. Like that's that fake return, that fake reverse he did. Imagine if that was Calvin Austin, right?
Oh yeah.
And the speed he has, he would have been went away to the house. So I think we have a good receiver problem, like in the room. You know, so
100%.
I think we might get out of here, Owen. It's been about 30 odd minutes. I think our time's up.
I have one quick question for you, Mark. One quick question. How many running backs and who are they?
Oh, that's a big question. How many running backs? I think we have to go. Are we counting Derek Watt? Are we counting Derek Watt as a running back?
No. I don't know.
Okay, so we're just doing pure running back. So he's a fullback. He's not involved in the RBs. Let's go Najee Harris. Let's go Anthony McFarlane. Do you want my real answer or my Pittsburgh Steelers answer?
Give me both.
Okay, the Pittsburgh Steelers answer is Najee Harris, Benny Snell, Anthony McFarlane, and I guess Derek Watt, and they put Warren on the practice squad. All right?
Yeah.
Right? My answer is Najee Harris, Ant Mack, Warren number 2, and they cut Benny Snell. And they they have Derek Watt in there too, but they also play Connor Haywood, who can play probably tight end, running back, fullback. He's a guy in there as well.
Yeah.
Well, what about yours?
Yeah. If we put Warren on the practice squad, he is gone. The day after
he's well gone.
He's gone, and it will be a mistake that the Steelers will regret, because Snell will leave next summer because of the fact that he ain't gonna have a new contract. They're not gonna pay him any money. I think it'll be Harris, Snell, Warren, and I think McFarlane goes on. That's my Pittsburgh Steelers answer. Goes on the practice squad.
McFarlane on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I think my personal answer would be Harris, Warren, McFarlane, and bye Benny. And I wouldn't even put him on the practice squad. In fact, I'd buy him a plane ticket to wherever he wants to go, as long as it's not Pittsburgh.
Yeah. No, it's one of those ones where it's like we kind of know what the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to do. They're probably going to keep Benny Snell because of the teams and because they still think he's good. But the guy can't run the football. He's slower. You got to give the job to Warren. It's a similar thing like with Pickett. Let Warren play and figure it out because he's playing better. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's playing better. He runs the ball stronger. He falls forward. He makes guys miss. He made better catches. Trubisky threw to Benny Snell or Pickett, whoever did. I can't remember who did it, and he couldn't catch a football. He had no idea how to catch out of the halfback release. And the same happened with Jalen Warren, and he fumbled it, but he caught the football. He's made one drop. I think it's preseason. Benny Snell's too slow. Yes, he made the tackle. Yes, he made the other thingo. But I think if I were to be managing the Steelers, I would use. I still don't understand. You know what? I can't even bring it up. We talked about it the other day. What? I don't understand what's going on. What's going on? What? I think I can't even get into it. Like, what are these for?
I don't know. I don't know what he's for. To keep TJ happy. He hasn't played in these two. Well, not that I've seen. He hasn't played in either of these two preseason games. Has he?
Derek Watt hasn't played. Yeah. Look, we're going to end it there because I am so frustrated with the Derek Watt situation. Well, they're not even using him. They're not even playing him. Any final thoughts on this Lions game, mate? You got a score prediction?
I'm going to go for 23-17 to the Steelers.
Right. I think I said the other day on Stay of the Steelers podcast, I can't remember. I think I said 27 Lions. I think 21 Steelers. I think the Lions might get up in this game just because I think the Steelers might need to lose one at some point. But that's as far as my logic goes. It's a last preseason game. It doesn't matter who wins or loses. What matters is the quarterback play, running back play, inside linebacker play. And after that, we're going to have the roster cuts. So thank you, everyone, for checking out the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate and the Steel Syndicate Podcast. Thanks, Owen, mate. I'll see you later. And thanks, Michael. Thanks, Reginald. Thanks, Ali. Thanks, Crab Gravy. That's a weird name, but I love it.
I love it.
All right. No cheesy music. I'll see you guys later. Here we go, Steelers. Here we